Now, Israel has said that its forces have eliminated Mohammed Odeh, the new commander of the military wing of Hamas and one of the architects of the 7th of October massacre. Now, Odeh was appointed as the chief of the Al-Qassam brigade after his predecessor was killed in a bombing on the Gaza Strip earlier in the month of May. It is not immediately clear if he had been killed in Tuesday's bombings, and Gaza's civil defense agency, which operates as a rescue service under Hamas, reported that at least about 3 Palestinians were killed and more than 20 others were wounded in the Israeli bombing in the Rimmel neighborhood in western Gaza City, where Palestinians are living in ever more cramped conditions with a population density which is said to be the highest in the world. And Israel, remember, has taken over nearly 60% of the Gaza Strip.
There was a sudden airstrike by Israeli warplanes. It was a surprise. They hit a rooftop apartment in a building with 3 missiles, and they weren't simple missiles. They were heavy ones.
A joint statement issued by the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and the Defense Minister Israel Katz said that IDF carried out this bombing in the Gaza Strip targeting Mohammed Odeh. It read that Odeh had served as the head of Hamas's intelligence during the 7th of October massacre and was appointed approximately 1 week ago as a successor to Ezzeddin al-Haddad. The statement further said that Odeh was responsible for the murder, the abduction and the injury of numerous Israeli civilians and IDF soldiers. Meanwhile, 7 people were killed in another Israeli bombing in eastern al-Maghazi after the Israeli military said that its troops identified several armed individuals operating in the area of what it calls the yellow line, which keeps shifting ever inwards into the Palestinian occupied territory. The Al-Aqsa hospital and also a Palestinian security source confirmed the bombing by the Israelis and the casualties that were brought in because of the Israeli bombings. Now, according to a witness, a group of men in fact entered into the Al-Maghazi refugee camp and then broke into a house on Tuesday morning. The residents in the area noticed them and then confronted them with stones and sticks, at which point an Israeli drone fired a missile at the residents, killing at least 5 of the Palestinian residents.
Unfortunately, a missile struck my relatives, and 2 of them, Youssef and Fadi al-Maghari, were martyred. May God have mercy on them. Jihad and Maisara were seriously injured, and an unidentified young man was also martyred.
And Israel has also carried out a military raid in the occupied West Bank refugee city of Jenin in the northern West Bank. The Israeli military said that its troops shot dead a Palestinian who apparently the Israelis claim had thrown soldiers who were sitting inside their tanks. Now, the Ramallah-based health ministry has confirmed that a Palestinian was killed by the Israelis in Jenin. In the aftermath of the 7th of October, Netanyahu has pledged to target and eliminate the masterminds behind the attack. And according to Gaza's health ministry, the Israeli war on the Gaza Strip has resulted in the deaths of at least about 72,800 Palestinians, with at least 3 times more number getting severely injured, having to undergo amputations. On the other hand, Israel is facing growing public resentment in Europe because of what it is doing in the Palestinian occupied territories. The French Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu has said that he is actually considering legal action over Israel's atrocious actions regarding the Gaza flotilla activists. Speaking during a debate session at the French National Assembly, Lecornu said that he is considering taking the matter to the French courts following the release of a video that shows the mistreatment of the flotilla activists, which has sparked an international outcry. The parallel to this, a worker-owned grocery shop in Brooklyn's Park Slope has voted in favor of a boycott of Israeli products, and nearly about 7,000 out of the 16,000 members of the Park Slope Food Co-op have signed to participate in this vote and have decided that Israeli products will be removed from their shelves. In Ireland, the government has decided to ban goods from the Israeli settlements in occupied West Bank by July. The country aims to pass a law curbing goods trade with settlements, though some lawmakers and business groups are opposing this move. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.